I'm Austin, and today I'm here with
Emyn.
And I'm going to be asking him a bunch of hair questions that I found on the internet. Why am I shedding so much?
There could be a lot of reasons why you're shedding. Stress is a big one. You could also just be not brushing as frequently. We lose like 150 to 200 hairs a day, which is a lot when you think about it. So you're probably really not shedding all that much unless you're noticing bald spots.
When should I be concerned about the shedding, the amount of shedding?
Yeah, like I feel like bald spots, like noticeable thinning, breakage.
Handfuls.
Yeah, handfuls, like clogging the drain type of deal. That would be something to probably start to worry about, but for the most part, like, shedding is completely normal.
I'm anxious about going into the salon. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, there are options outside of the salon. There are lots of great stylists that work out of their home. Like, that's a much more comfortable place for people a lot of times.
How would you feel if someone messaged you and asked you to go to their home?
I think that would be okay. I think that there needs to be, like, a mutual understanding of, like, the service is going to change because I'm working out of somebody's home and not a salon where all of my equipment is. I won't have a hair wash station, all of the things. But, like, accessibility-wise, I think that's a totally reasonable ask.
I feel like not many people would say that.
Yeah, but not to say nobody would, right?
Yeah.
Like, back injury, there's lots of reasons why somebody might not be able to make it into the salon or doesn't feel comfortable going in. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't think that it's unreasonable to seek out a hairstylist that's comfortable going to their house or to even find somebody that specializes in accessibility.
This one says, should I make small talk? I hate small talk. Like, rule of thumb, I mean...
Yeah, I know, it's such a complicated question because, like, everybody's different.
I feel like you just follow suit.
Absolutely, and, like...
Like an Uber ride.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like for the most part, hairstylists are going to be ready to talk to you. Mm. That's just part of our job. We're ready to talk. But if you're not there, then we're pretty good at picking up on cues, I feel like, as well.
Could someone, like, when they make an appointment, say that they're, like, anxious and don't do small talk?
100%. Yeah.
But that wouldn't be, like...
That wouldn't be offensive at all. I, like, would probably still talk to them because I'd have questions to ask them.
Yes.
But, like, we don't have to talk about the weather.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part of your job?
That's hard. I think just, like, the human connection that you get to make with people, I really enjoy. And it was something that, like, I didn't put a lot of value in maybe at first. I admired the creativity that the career had. And just, like, the transformation aspect. And it's, like, very, like, ooh and ah. But, like, on the other side of it, like, it is very personal. Like, you're in a very close space with people all day. And you're hearing about their lives on a very personal level. They're hearing about your life on a personal level. For the most part, it can be a very intimate space to be in. So, yeah.
You like the people?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that side of it. I like meeting people. I think people are really interesting. I learn a lot when I talk to people.
This one is actually from me. Would it be weird if I asked to face away from the mirror?
No.
I have that problem a lot.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's torturous to have to stare at yourself in the mirror for an hour.
Totally. I think that's why it's become more normalized to even have, like, workstations and, like, seating areas away from the mirror when your color's processing, so you don't have to sit there for 45 minutes and stare at yourself in the mirror.
Let's say someone asked to, like, face away from the mirror during their appointment. That wouldn't be
weird or unreasonable at all. Like, I think that it's actually one of the really cool parts of doing a pop-up is not having a mirror there. It makes, like, my job a little trickier because, like, I'm constantly circling the client. I have to be the mirror. But at the same time, like, they get a really different experience. They don't have to stare at themselves for an hour, which is probably a lot for the first first time for a lot of people.
Yeah, and you don't get to see the weird in-between of your haircut.
Absolutely.
Which is just freaking you out.
Exactly, there's no fear there. Like, it's just, like, talking, and, yeah, it's a bit more relaxing, for sure, so I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
My hair doesn't hold curls the same as it used to. Is there any way to reverse this?
There could be a lot of reasons why your curls aren't holding the same way that they used to. Product buildup is like something that I see a lot, just because we see a lot of either silicones, oils, butters, and products that we use, or sometimes we even see hard water at home, that those chemicals can build up in the hair over time and actually block off the water's ability to take on water.
What is hard water?
Hard water,
I hear a lot about it in Newfoundland specifically.
Hard water essentially is water that has high levels of magnesium and calcium in it. Those
calcium
minerals
build up.
Yeah, those minerals, like, yeah, you've seen calcium build up before. It can crystallize, like, it can get really...
ruins your pipes.
Absolutely. So you don't want that in your hair. That's a huge reason why a lot of people notice that their curls aren't doing what they used to, or their hair is taking on a different texture or something like that. So, like, honestly, a $30 water filter off of Amazon a lot of times is like a really cheap and easy way to try and find a solution.
One of these things
would be great. It's a really affordable option, and that's usually a quick and easy solution. That, in conjunction with like a nice detox, usually you need to make sure that those chemicals and mineral deposits have actually been clarified out of the hair and cleansed out.
So you can thin people's hair, like, technically. This is, can you thicken my hair?
I'm gonna say no, for the most part. Like,
there's things that they could do at home.
You can accentuate what's there. Like, there are even treatments that you can get in salon that are like volumizing treatments. It would have like 2 times the normal body in your hair that you would normally have. So, like, there are things, and there's thickening tonics. Like, there's stuff to give you that feeling that your hair is thicker.
But it's not like putting more hair on your head.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, hard no to that. Like, you can get extensions and, like...
And it can look thicker.
Yeah, absolutely. But actually making more hair grow is not...
I kind of figured that would have been.
There's lots of, like, people that claim to have success with it. I'm not really sure that it's fully efficacious.
I don't know what to do with my hair. Is it weird to ask you to do whatever you think would look best?
Nope. I like that question. It gives the stylist a lot of creativity, but I also think that it is important to have a conversation at that point as well. Because, like, yes, the stylist has this vision of what's going to look best for you, but everything is subjective. Like, do you also want to go home with a mullet? Like, that is a very real question to ask your client. Like, you have a series of points where, okay, how often do they put their hair up? Should everything be able to go back up? Are they going to hate me tomorrow because they can't get this little piece of hair up? So it's like little things like that I want to make sure before going into it. Okay, I have my boundaries. This is how I can work within them.
Yeah, you have to have like a set, like a limit.
Absolutely.
To what you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what job do you think is comparable to hairstyling?
I don't know if there really is one.
I would say, just from knowing you and knowing so many hairstylists, my answer would probably be therapist.
Yeah. Like, right off the bat, yeah. But, like...
But you also...
I'm still putting chemicals on people's head while I'm, like... And I'm not trained in therapy, so it's, like, a very double-edged sword. I'm like, yeah, there's not really a career like ours. There's even, like, a stylist that works in a nursing home that I follow online. She was talking about how, like, at the end of a lot of people's lives, a hairstylist is the last person, the most frequent person they see. And it's like, yeah, it's a very...
I mean, if you don't have routine, like, visits with family, there is that routine person coming in.
Every 3 weeks or
Yeah.
every 4 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
You build a connection with people. I think hairstylists have a really unique superpower in that they can connect with people in the community, and they can also get to be creative too.
Yeah.
Like, I think nail techs and estheticians,
Of course,
like, they...
Anybody in the beauty industry, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think that pretty much wraps us up. But, like, maybe, like, specialists of some kind, that would be a good comparison, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, a naturopath or something like that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be a pretty good comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is my hair texture changing?
Stress is a big one. Hormones. Our hormone, we just go through hormonal changes
Just
every
growing
few
up.
years. Yeah. Naturally, I mean, we go through puberty, and then women go through menopause. Men will naturally decrease their levels of testosterone. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of things that can play into your hair growth, texture, all of the things.
Mm-hmm. What is the worst part of your job?
Yeah, I don't like see a lot of negatives. That's honestly, I don't see a whole lot of negatives to my job. I mean, obviously there are the...
I do the laundry, so I would have to say bleach.
Oh yeah, you ruin a lot of clothes. That is kind of a downside. Yeah, I buy a lot of cheap clothes. I think the worst part about it, or like maybe the part that I like the least about it, is starting off in the industry is really hard. There's not a whole lot of support for new hairstylists, I find. And if you don't have somebody like mentoring you through and like kind of holding your hand through the hard times and pushing you back on your feet, it can be hard to get back on your feet.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people just like leave.
Yeah, I mean, things shake you. Like, at the end of the day, you're still human. You still have to learn, and how do you learn? By making mistakes. And unfortunately, we're making mistakes on people's heads.
Yeah, on their, like, what they perceive themselves
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm, like, at a very different point in my career now where I can say, like, I'm making way less of those mistakes, but I'm still a human at the end of the day. Miscommunications happen. Like, while I've got really great technical skills, there's still the side of, like, yeah, like, beauty and our standards, whatever we look in the mirror, is very subjective. So if they're not happy with it for whatever reason.
Yeah. And it's like, you might have not even made a mistake. It's just what they asked for, they don't like now.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it on myself, but now I don't like it. How can I make my hair softer?
I would say don't wash it as much. Like, that's a problem a lot of people have, is we're convinced we need to wash our hair every day or every second day. We just don't need that.
Or if it's dry, it's like, oh, I should get in the shower and wash it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's our solution to a lot of our issues is I need to wash my hair. And a lot of times it's like maybe just put a little bit of water and a brush through it.
Or just wash it without any shampoo, conditioner type.
Absolutely.
Would that be okay?
Yeah, like a co-wash would be fine. Yeah, and then there's also a lot of times where we can kind of overdo it on these softening techniques. And that will actually cause our hair to become more dry and more brittle. So, like...
You're fighting a losing battle.
Exactly. The overloading your hair with oil, it's cosmetically fixing the issue. It feels smoother, it feels softer, but you keep putting that oil on, and now the water can't get in. So once the water can't get in there, there's no way to disperse any nutrients that the hair needs, especially from mid-shaft to end. So you're going to lose health, you're going to lose integrity, eventually become drier, brittle. Yeah, that could be another reason why.
So just less product sometimes.
Sometimes less is more, for sure.
Yeah. You already answered this, but I'm going to ask it to you anyways.
Okay.
Can anxiety or stress change my hair texture?
Yes.
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 Last question. When referring to products, is it in my hair or is it on my hair?
Is it in my hair or on my hair?
Yes.
Sometimes one or the other, or both, or neither. Sometimes. Yeah, it's very subjective to the product, I feel like.
So it could actually be going into your hair.
Sure. Absolutely, yeah. Open cuticle, yeah. I mean, especially if the hair has a lot of damage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's like cracks in concrete.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, shingles lifting on a roof.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of times I'll suggest, okay, we need to do a detox, or we need to do a clarifying treatment of some kind. We actually need to get in there, rough up the cuticle a little bit, get some of that product out.
That's all the questions I had for you.
Okay.
Bye.